asked the question, then you said it. Always saying things you're regretting. Can't erase the steps we've taken. Can't go back to the time and place we met. I was so upset, but you made it all better. Now it's messing with my head, yeah. We don't say goodbye the best. I still feel your ghost inside my chest. No, we didn't learn our lesson, but if you want, can we try again? Oh yeah.
We got some things we got to talk about. We got some things we got to talk about, Tough Love family.
Push the pedal to the pavement. Always dreaming that we'd make it. In the rearview, our reflection is a stranger to the time and place we met. I was so upset, but you made it all better. Now it's messing with my head, yeah. We don't say goodbye the best. I still feel ghosts inside my chest. No, we didn't learn our lesson, but if you want, can we try again? We don't say goodbye the best. I still feel ghosts inside my chest. No, we didn't learn our lesson, but if you want, can we try again? Try again. Oh yeah. Try again.
Below freezing temperatures and snow have blanketed parts of the south and the southwest. Right now, nearly 3/4 of the U.S. is covered in snow. That is a record. Millions have no electricity. At least 5 deaths have been reported in Houston. 3 others were killed in North Carolina in the aftermath of an overnight tornado. Let's go straight to Dallas, to CNN's Ed Lavandera. And Ed, I mean, I know this storm has disrupted so many things. Tell me what you're hearing from folks and how bad is it?
Well, Brooke, as snow and ice blankets this state, a deep level of frustration also blankets this state as the political finger pointing continues today, as right now 3.6 million Texans still remain without power. This is one of the thousands of substations that generate and move power to neighborhoods across the state. This particular one provides power to about 17,000 people. We're told by the local utility here that this is missing power to about 1,500 people. So this is the kind of frustration that people are dealing with well into this winter storm. And the finger pointing is going on. The governor of Texas, who has come under a great deal of fire because of the way he's handled this as well, is saying that he's calling for an investigation of the state agency that runs the Texas power grid. Just so people know, Texas runs on its own power grid, separate from the rest of the United States. And we spoke with the CEO of that power grid agency just a short while ago, and he told us that because of what ERCOT, which is the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, that's the agency that runs everything, he says that what they did made things better, prevented this from being an even worse disaster than what we've already seen.
I think from the perspective of the grid collapsing, I think what has happened here is a response that kept the grid from collapsing, that kept us from going into a blackout condition. Now, the difficulties that this has imposed on citizens of Texas, everybody in the state, have been enormous. And certainly, we need to look at what has happened here. Once we get everybody back online, which is the #1 priority,
So the CEO there pushing back on the heavy criticism that his agency has come under, and also says, the real question at the bottom line here is, when is the power going to be restored for millions of people who are living literally in freezing temperatures. There are temperatures in people's homes down into the 30s, incredibly dangerous situation. And the CEO says that the power he hopes will be restored in the next day or two. But the question is just how much electricity can be generated at these power plants in various parts of the state, many of which have been damaged. And there's been a lot of back and forth, Brooke, as to whether or not it was solar power that was damaged the most or oil and gas that was damaged the most. The CEO says it's been spread out among all those different sources of energy, but a great many questions as to how this catastrophic collapse could have happened.
Lincoln freed the slaves.
Can we talk about it? Can we talk about this natural disaster? Ladies and gentlemen, people are dying. People are dying. And I am kind of left to believe that a lot of people don't give a shit. People are dying, and I am left to believe that a lot of people don't give a shit. Better yet, how many people were prepared? First, we go through the pandemic, right? So first we get hit with the coronavirus, and then people get kind of shocked out of their mind. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So everybody starts scrambling. Everybody starts saying, oh, okay, we got to take this thing serious. We got to hunker down. We got a quarantine in place. So then they start saying, okay, hey, look, can't go to school, can't go to work. You know what I'm saying? What do we have in our homes? Okay, we got water, we got batteries, we got lights, we got et cetera, right? So then it starts, the pandemic did a lot of people a favor. I'm about to give some tough love out. I'm about to piss somebody off. The pandemic forced people to reevaluate who they actually love and who actually gives a shit about them. How many people feel like what I'm saying right now is realistic? Go ahead and hit the like button. Listen to what I'm going to say, because I'm about to open some eyes on this Friday Eve. Think about this. The pandemic forced you to now spend time with your children. The pandemic forced you to now reevaluate some of your relationships. It made you think whether you really love that person or not, whether you really like that person or not. The pandemic opened your eyes. We lost some people during the pandemic, did we not? And now, after trying to get off the cuff of the pandemic, we now get another natural disaster. We now get another natural disaster. These cold windstorms, people are living in cars because all of their power out in the house. They're trying to get warm, so they're staying in their cars. Some people said, okay, I'm going to jump into my cars, and they forget to put the garage door open, and they're dying in their homes. Think about that. Can you imagine having your children in the car saying, hey, I know the power's out. We're going to get in the car. We're going to heat up. Okay, mom. Okay, dad. And they get in there and they all go to sleep in the car and they never fucking wake up. Hit the like button. We got some shit to talk about. I need some people in this room. Think about that. Let me go and get my disclaimer right out the way right now, because this is about to happen. This is about to happen. I don't think that we do a good enough job at preparing for crisis. I don't think we do a good enough job at evaluating the people that are important to them. See, now it's not about impressing the Joneses. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Now it's not about impressing the Joneses. You know, when you go out, you got to have your hair done, your nails done. Everything got to be matching. Let me tell you some shit. I went outside the other day, goddamn, and I had on a blue hoodie, a pink bathrobe, furry slippers. I didn't give a shit. I was warm, goddamn it. I said, I'm going to get this trash out the way. But the fact of the matter is it made us evaluate these natural disasters, these pandemics. It's making you evaluate what you consider to be special, what you consider to be real. How many of the friends you party with called you to see if you was okay? I'm about to piss somebody off. How many of the church people called you to make sure that you was okay? How many of those family members that you've been lending money to called you to make sure that you was okay? How many of the people that call you and love the gossip, love drama, called you to make sure that you and your family was okay? This pandemic, this weather storm, this crisis has made you reevaluate, well, who's important to you and who is important for you. I seen people fighting over water. I seen people fighting over toilet paper. I seen people fighting over batteries, over canned goods. Come on, man, we got some shit to talk about. I'm about to piss somebody off. If you're telling me that these natural disasters, this pandemic that's still going on, we're still in the cuff of the COVID virus. However, especially for those in Louisiana and Texas that's dealing with this cold front, people are dying on top of people. You got to think about this. We got everybody blaming the government. We got people blaming each other. But at the end of the day, you got to fend for yourself. Isn't it amazing how survival skills kick in? Turn off that light. No, turn that light off. Hey, conserve the water. If the water is running, I want you to put the water inside this jug right here. We're going to need that for drinking water. We're going to need this to wash up. Okay, we got how much milk do we get? Okay, leave the refrigerator open because we need to make sure that stays cold as possible. Isn't it amazing how some of you now are kicking in those survival skills? See, when you get it out the mud, you understand what survival skills are. I said, when you get it out the mud, you start to understand what survival skills are. See, when you've been given everything all your life, you may not understand what going through this type of time is. I'm about to piss somebody off. Yeah, okay, ain't no power in the house. Okay, we got candles. Okay, cool. We got matches. Okay, do we got a gas stove? Okay, we got a gas stove. The gas stove should work. Okay, cool. I want you to put the candles by the gas stove. Okay, cool. Everybody gonna sleep in one room. You got body heat? Okay, cool. How many blankets we got? Okay, make sure that you put on enough layers so that way you can stay warm. We ain't got time to fuck around. The fact of the matter is, this natural disaster, this pandemic that we're constantly going in. First it was 2020 going through the pandemic. Now it's 2021, and now we have another natural disaster that's happened. Texas with one of the biggest cold fronts ever. Louisiana getting abreast of the cold front, and it's people that are now realizing, dude, I need to get my shit together. This ain't got nothing to do with a credit score. This ain't got shit to do with a degree. This has every fucking thing to do with common sense. When the pandemic happened and they said quarantine in place, did that not wake you up a little bit? Did that not say, okay, hey, look, it's some things I need to have? You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna be in the house all this time, I need to make sure I have certain things in the house. Certain things that you don't need power to cook. Some of y'all went through the quarantine hating life. Some of y'all was hating y'all kids. Because see, here's what happened. What happened is with this microwavable society, everything going so fast and all that crazy shit. Here's what happened. What happened was we forgot how to communicate. We was only communicating through text messages. We was only communicating through notes. We was only communicating through highs and buys. And then what happened was the pandemic slowed all that shit down. Like, y'all gonna have to stay quarantined together. Well, what the fuck you mean together? Fuck you mean families gotta be together? Fuck you mean if you in a relationship with somebody, you gotta be in the house together all day? What the fuck you mean? Stay in the house. And a lot of y'all had to reevaluate y'all relationships. Like, I don't really like this motherfucker. I don't like the way these motherfuckers chew. How come these motherfuckers so noisy? How come this motherfucker can't hold a real conversation? A lot of things happened during the COVID-19. It wasn't just people dying. It was the fact that relationships was exposed. How strong your relationship was or was not. How great you were a parent or you were not. How much you helped your children or you did not. And a lot of you all, where you love the fact that you could be off of work, for some of you, you hated the fact that you had to be in the house locked with your family. Think about it. So then once you get through the quarantine and you guys now reevaluate and, you know, they say, okay, well, cool. We're going to open up some of the world again. We're going to open up some of the U.S. again. And now you get a chance to leave and go out and say, okay. But during that time frame, you got a chance to sit with your children and kind of relearn them. They got a chance to relearn you. You got a chance to do a self-evaluation and say, it's some shit that I got to work on my goddamn self. I got to work on my patience. I got to work on how I talk to people, how I treat people, how I see the world. That's what COVID-19 did a lot. It did for people. And then as people, you started hearing people were dying around you. Hey, this person died. You know, oh, I just talked to that person last week. And damn, you know, they got COVID-19. They died. And the whole damn family got it. How many people had that scare like, oh, I might have this? Scared to go in the grocery store, scared to let people cough around you, or if they bumped into you, you know, you got a little agitated and upset. I mean, it's a lot to think about. It's definitely a lot to think about. But now we're in the midst of yet another situation where it is forcing us to hunker down with the people that we love, the people that we care about. And this is a teachable moment. This is a teachable moment. This is a moment where you sit down with your children and you explain what the hell is going on. You explain why you guys are doing what you're doing and how to be safe. For some people who've never been in situations like this, they don't know how to be safe. The power goes out. What the fuck is happening? You know? Hey, you know, if shit is freezing outside, you know, why are you opening up all the pipes in the house? It's some people, all their pipes are bust. Whole floors covered with water. Some people do not know how to reserve any type of heat. Do not know what to eat. Do not know, they're not smart enough to leave the refrigerator closed. Make sure all the windows are closed. Make sure that they all hunker down, you know, safely. Some people don't know how to survive. Man, y'all hit that like button. Stop playing with me. Think about that. Some people don't know how to survive. You would think, okay, well, if you're over the age of 20, you should know how to take care of yourself. And see, here's the thing. This is when it all gets down to this point where who's really teaching you how to survive? Who's really having that conversation of what you should be doing? Oh, it's snowing. Well, here's the thing, dumbass. Think about this. If you go outside and you play in the snow, at some point in time, you're going to start to get cold. Am I right? Then you come back into the house and there's no heat in the house. How are you going to warm up? Don't worry, I'll wait. Reserve your energy. Reserve your energy. 9 times out of 10, you can't wash clothes. So make sure that whatever you're wearing outside to be warm, you also, when you get back in the house, first of all, you change your clothes and you got something to put on warm as well. But my thing about it is be smart about it. Be smart about it. Be smart about what you eat. Be smart about how much water you use. How much energy you use. Hey, some people say the power is going in and out, in and out, in and out. Well, make sure you're charging up your phones. Make sure you putting as much heat as you can inside the household. I just noticed that a lot of people who have never um, been through anything, this is an alarming moment, and rightfully so. And rightfully so. Sincere says, the government, is the issue. I do believe that the government is the issue, but I don't think the government controls the weather. See, this survival mode or whatever, the government shouldn't have to tell you to buy a jacket, shouldn't have to tell you to buy a sleeping bag, shouldn't have to tell you to buy, cans of soup, water. That's you monitoring. It's so crazy. A lot of people don't even watch the news. They don't listen to the radio. They don't watch the news. So when something happens, they have no idea it's happening. They wake up in a disaster. They wake up in a pandemic. And that's the issue. They wake up to a problem. They never can get proactive. I don't know about y'all. I had people, around me, families around me, as soon as the power went out, they start pulling generators out. That's people who are proactive. That's people who are saying something's coming. We need to get prepared. I'm just saying something's coming. We need to get prepared. Ray. That's a possibility. You know what? Here's the thing, man. I don't put anything past the government at all. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the fact of the matter is, at some point in time, you need to make sure that you're protecting yourself and your family. What are you doing individually? What can you control? Well, I can control being prepared. I can control having some type of disaster relief inside my home. Okay, hey, my car is filled up. So if we do need to go sit in the vehicle and warm up a little bit or whatever, just make sure if we're going to warm up, and have the garage door open for those people that have garage doors. If we're going to sit outside, make sure that we heat up the vehicle before we go out into the vehicle. There's just some common sense things that you need to do. Some people say, I ain't gonna fill up that car. I don't need the car. That ain't got, this power outage ain't got nothing to do with the car. And sure enough, well, damn, I should have got gas. Now when I go to the local gas station, they don't have gas. Oh man, I should go get some water. Go to the local store. They don't have water. They don't have the things you need because you decided that you wanted to wait. There go that level of procrastination, folks. When it's time to survive, you start looking around and you start seeing a lot of people procrastinated, which is the reason why they fell onto hard times. I'm just saying, which is the reason why they fell onto super hard times. Now, I can understand everybody's power goes out. But what I can't understand is being proactive when my power's out. I need to do something about it. I need to do something about it. Hey, I know it's going to get cold. I need to make sure that, hey, do we have blankets? Do we have layers of clothing that we can put on? What are we going to eat? Where's everybody going to sleep? Because you might not want to separate. You might want to get everybody in the same room just to have that body heat. Close the door, hunker down, and, y'all tell stories. What do you do during a fucking pandemic? Think about this. What do you talk about? What do you reminisce about? Do you speak into fruition great thoughts and all that stuff, having a genuine moment? Is this a life lesson? What are your children learning while people are dying? Well, not only should they be learning how to survive, they're looking at you to see, is my mother and father, is my uncle and aunt, are my grandparents, are my role models, are the adults around me, are they survivors? I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. Think about it. Everybody's talking about all this other shit. Right? We're talking about Black China. We're talking about this. We're talking about that. My whole thing about it is, what about this fucking pandemic and people dying? What about people not knowing how to survive? What about this tough love that motherfuckers is getting and y'all not hitting this like button? Think about it. Your children are now getting a chance to see you a mano a mano. You versus nature. Huh? You versus nature. How does my parent match up to nature? If something was to really happen, we talk about men should be protectors, men should be providers, men should be role models. But then we throw in the mixture of what women should be doing, right? Now we collectively put those parents together for those that have two parents in the home or single parents, because single parents now fulfill the role of all of that mixed up in one. And now we see, are you going to sink or are you going to swim? David meets Goliath. Think about that. You damn right I'm about to piss somebody off. Hit that like button, goddammit. How many parents say, I got this shit? Or how many parents sit in the back and said, I'm cold in a motherfucker and don't know what to do, and I got all these kids in the house? You spend all that time talking shit about the other parent, but at the other parent house, they got motherfucking shit together. But you sitting around in the fucking dark looking stupid, freezing to death. This is when you find out when just talking ain't enough. This is when action goes into play. This is the plan of action. God damn, I'm about to piss somebody off. Think about that. All that bullshit and all that back and forth and all that, you a bad parent and all that, I'm going to talk about you and I'm going to gossip about you. At the end of the day, are you safe? Are you surviving? Do you know how to survive? Do you know how to win? And we can clearly see, based on news reports, based on radio outlines and broadcasts, people don't know how to survive. People can't survive. People are not surviving. That should worry you. That should concern you. But most of all, how many people have checked to make sure that you're good? Via social media, via cell phone, shit, via whatever. How many people have hit you up? Hey, I know you live in Louisiana. I know you live in Texas. I know you live in this place. I know you. Hey, you good? You straight? Y'all good? Y'all need anything? You need some soup? You need some fucking water? Do you need anything? Some soap? Some toothpaste? Do you need anything? All of them people that you party with every motherfucking weekend, nobody called you. Oh my God, I'm about to piss somebody off. You've been going to that church for how many years? And the pastor ain't call you, the deacon ain't call you, nobody from the choir call you, the first lady ain't pick up the motherfucking phone yet. Think about that. It makes you reevaluate the shit that you do on a daily basis. Think about that. Then it says, you check on the elderly the most. Hey, no disrespect to the elderly, but my life matters. And I don't consider myself to be a senior citizen. So if you didn't call me during this whole situation, don't call me. If you didn't text me, email me, DM me, don't call me after it's done. This is a thought process that we need, because a lot of times we do so much to live for everybody else, to impress everybody else, to make sure that everybody else knows we got it like that. But this is when they say you better stop trying to keep up with the Joneses and think about your life. And I don't know about you guys, but this sends a clear message that it is about you and your household. It is about you and your legacy. It is about what you have going on with your family. Because at the end of the day, motherfuckers don't give a fuck. I'm sorry to say it, but this some tough love. Hit that like button. This some real shit. At the end of the day, a motherfucker do not give a fuck about you. So you breaking your neck trying to impress a motherfucker, you need to stop that shit. And this is a great teachable moment to tell your children, think about it. How many of your friends actually called you? How many friends hit you up besides saying, let's play a video game? Hey, are y'all good over there? Are you straight? These weather conditions, this pandemic makes you look at the people that you hold dearest to your heart. It makes you want to protect and provide those people. It was some people that I don't even like. I had to reach out to and was like, hey, y'all good over there? Y'all straight? That's only because I have ties to the children in that household. But the fact of the matter is, it's like, it makes you put certain things aside just to see, hey, is everything good? Is everything straight? But I will honestly say that none of them people was like, hey, let me reach out to him and make sure that him and his family is good. It makes you check your character. It makes you reevaluate certain purposes. It's something to think about. It is something to think about. Said, bump them friends. I'm about me and mine. And I get you. I think that a lot of people are not strategically not caring about people, strategically not calling people. You got those people that are so swamped with trying to figure out either what to do or just do whatever they plan to do. It is not intentionally saying, I don't want to reach out to anybody. I don't care about anybody else. And I get that. So let me make sure that we're on the right side of this conversation. I get the fact that sometimes when you're focused on something, it is very difficult to stop because you're going 100 miles an hour, especially if you got small children in the home, you got an elderly person in the home. Hell, you got someone that you got animals in the home. The fact of the matter is you're trying to provide and you're steadily in that action. So you never stop to say, what about everybody else outside? I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it. But then you got the people that once your plan of action starts to kick in place, okay, my power's back on. Okay, cool. Everything's running smoothly. We got warm water. You know what I'm saying? We got heat. We got lights. Okay, cool. Yada, yada, yada. You still don't think about nobody else. You're now living in the luxury of everyday, you know what I'm saying, actions. You got everything that you need. Your family's good. Everybody's laughing. Shit, y'all eating ice cream. It's damn near 30 degrees outside. Now y'all all eating ice cream, laughing in the heat and shit, wearing shorts in the house. So now is the time to check on other people or whatever. But then when that doesn't happen, that's the issue. People don't give a fuck. All of these people that you value to be around on a weekly basis saying, okay, I'm going to get with you on Wednesday. I'm going to get with you on Thursday. I'm going to get with you on Friday. I'm going to get with you on Saturday. Shit, we're going to party on Sunday after church. Now, where are these people? Where are these people? Where are these people you take the time with to do all of this crazy negative shit that you think you live in your best life? And then when it's time for the upcoming worst events, the worst times in your life, they're nowhere to be found. Does that scare you? Does that concern you? Does that worry you? I think it goes to a situation where some people just don't appreciate the things that they have. Some people are letting grudges, mishaps, bullshit, drama, letting that keep you from calling people to check on people, whatever case be. You ever heard of the saying, don't give me my flowers at my funeral. I want my flowers when I'm alive. How many people are you holding grudges against that if something was to happen to them right now, you would be like, well, damn, that was really my dog. I let that bullshit get between us. Maybe I should have called my mom. Maybe I should have called my dad. Maybe I should have called this person or that person. I let that bullshit get between us. Come on, man. Y'all know. I let that bullshit get between us. I hear you. Me and my 3 babies done been homeless in our house. Plenty of people, but they weren't there for me when I. Wow, man. I'm gonna tell y'all a story, man. I actually, I think I was like 7 or 8, maybe. I ran away from home. You know, I don't remember the full story, but I do remember this one night. I ran away from home and I broke into this abandoned lot where it was a bunch of used cars, right? And it was like a junkyard actually, but it had cars in it as well. So I'm sleeping inside this car, and it was so fucking cold, and I was so ill prepared for this weather. And I'm sitting there freezing, and I can feel the tears rolling down my face. And as they froze up before they got to like below my cheek, and all of this thought process, so here's the thing. This is when you feel like you know more than all of the adults around you. I was like, man, shit. This person, they live outside. This person live outside. This person live outside. I could do it too. Fuck it, I'm out. And then when I had to do it, it was a different story. You understand what I'm saying? When I had to put the action and the work in, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to survive in that type of situation. And I damn near froze to death. And it was somebody, I guess it was the groundskeeper for the thing or whatever. And I, of course, the window was, one of the windows was broken away. So they walked past and saw me shivering in the motherfucking car or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was like, and thank God it wasn't, a pedophile or rapist or nothing. And it was like, hey, young man, come with me. And here it is. I'm freezing to death, but thinking I'm about to get my ass in trouble. So it's like, hey, drink this, this hot cocoa or whatever case be. Threw a blanket around me. I sat by the fireplace, and then in the morning, I went back home. But I learned a life lesson. It is different to talk about what you're going to do versus being able to do it. It is different to say, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for some shit. But it's another thing to be prepared for it. My question to you guys, how many people was prepared for this cold ass weather? How many people say we already got batteries, we already got flashlights, we already got matches, we already got candles, we already got extra blankets, we already got bottled water, we already got soup, we already got certain things that don't need refrigeration or don't need to be heated up. We got those things. We good. We know the plan of action. We know where everybody gonna sleep. We know that we're gonna consolidate so that way we keep the heat in the side of the room. We already got a portable heater. How many people say I was prepared? I was about that life. People are dying not about that life. People are dying in confusion. People are dying trying to protect what little they have left. Ladies and gentlemen, get prepared. If you are listening to my voice right now, this is a reason for you to get prepared. Don't wait until the last minute. Get prepared. Those people that you party with, those people that you think that are so important, that have not been checking up on you, they can wait. If you still want to continue to say, here's the thing about this. If this doesn't make you want to change the way you handle certain things, how much time you give towards certain things, while people fucking dying and you get another chance at life, because that's what it is. That's what it is. You get another opportunity to live your best life, another opportunity to see your children, another opportunity to see the people that you hold dear. What you gonna do with this second chance, with this brush at death? You can turn on the TV, you can listen to the radio, you can click on your phones, and you can see that somebody did not make it because they were ill prepared, because they were so worried about other things other than preparing, or because they did not know what they needed to do. So now what do? Now where are we at? You got an opportunity to not only show everybody else that you are a survivor, but you got a chance to show your fucking self. Do the research. Take the time and find out, what do you need to do? What is most important when the power go out? Especially if you got small children. Are you teaching them? Are you doing everything and not explaining why you're doing it? Because that would be the wrong answer too. How far is the nearest hospital? Are they open? Is there a clear path? Do you have a vehicle that can get you there? If you had to walk, would you know the best route to take? Are you familiar with your neighbors around you? Do they have any assets or things that you may be able to use? Are you keeping in contact, or are you just staying in your house and not even communicating with anybody? Think about this. This is tough love, but this is to reevaluate and cause a moment, a special moment for you to think. All the things that you hold dear in your heart, you've grabbed a hold to, and you said, hey, okay, are we good? Are we good? And for those people that is in the home by themselves, for those people that are in the home, what are you doing to keep yourself occupied? Are you reading something positive? Are you exercising? What are you doing to keep your mind on the prize? Are you listening to tough love? And it says, well, he seems to be hitting everything on the head. He seems to be on the right track. He seems to know what the fuck he's talking about. Whereas a 20-year veteran, I've been in my fair share of pandemics. I've been in my fair share of cold places. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely can understand when people when they're under fire. So for all of those people that say, hey, I was homeless, I had to sleep in my car, nobody was there to help me or whatever case be, that is some true tough love. When you have to say, I have to save myself, I have to be my own hero. Sometimes you get dealt, a fucked up shitty hand. And you got to figure out how best to use and play this fucked up shitty hand. And for those people that were able to use that shitty hand, wash that shit off and find it somewhat salvageable and make it happen and build a foundation, make that shitty hand work for you, kudos and congratulations. You are a true hero. You are a victor. You're not a survivor. You are a champion. And I appreciate and I applaud you guys for doing that. But don't forget that if you have the ability and the voice to teach someone, and teach someone, share this. Let this be a voice. Let this be an active resolution for people. Make sure you're getting your shit together. Make sure you love the people that love you. Make sure you reach out to the people that you love. Make sure that you hold down the fort. I don't give a fuck if the fort is a car and you say, hey, I've been in my car for 2 days, but I'm warm. We're eating. When we got to go use the bathroom, we go use the bathroom, but we all in this motherfucker. We surviving. We together. And just remember, hey, next time, maybe, hey, I need to get a bigger car so we have a lot more room. Maybe I need to make sure I put more gas in the tank, or at least have gas available so we can keep that shit running. But don't forget about that carbon monoxide and all that other crazy shit. So make sure that you prepare. I understand when you hear the word tough love, a lot of people say, it's about cracking the whip. It's about, harsh words and pushing people around, making them fit. No. What it's about is it's about exploring some shit that we all need to be talking about and thinking about. And sometimes we don't do it because it don't make us feel good. It reminds us that, we're not perfect. It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay not to be perfect. I look at that lady B. Simone when she was telling people, hey, you need to write a list of the type of person that you want, and then evaluate yourself and say, are you the person that you want? And a lot of people gave her pushback because of some fuck shit that she did in the past. But my whole thing about it doesn't matter where the message is coming from. What's the message? That's why I sit here and I say, well, I can show my face, which if you go on my page, you can see my face, but I don't want you to see my face. I want you to see the message. That's what's important. What's important is the message. Don't evaluate me. Don't evaluate my skin tone. Don't evaluate my hair. Don't evaluate me. Evaluate what's being said. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an opportunity to live and to be great. Don't miss your opportunity. Don't miss your opportunity. I am Mario J. This is Tough Love. Until next time, y'all adult up. Peace.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what'll I make you?